Long day, long day, long day. I done used up most of all my words, so I'm gonna try to be quick. Just got out the shower. But I just wanted to shout out my boy Eton Thomas. He just wrote an article on basketballnews.com. Y'all go check it out. It ain't no go along, get along game. Yeah. Niggas devoting their whole life to the busted bus. Such a bus, but I'm playing in these niggas' head. Niggas ain't listening to the stories that people saying that played with me. They're just listening to certain stories that fit their narrative, though. That's what's up. But like I said, shout out to my boy Eton Thomas. Shout out to Jihadi White. Shout out to Tyrone Nesby. Shout out to Chris Whitney. Shout out to all them boys. Shout out to Devin George. You know what I'm saying? Guy who got the blueprint already. And we can do this thing for real instead of just talking. But shout out to Pete Babcock. He's a former GM in the league. That's who Eton Thomas interviewed. And he's been around the league 41 years. And you guys still think it ain't no go along, get along game. When I told y'all, it's bigger than Kwame Brown. Do you guys remember a name by Craig Hodges? Because he seemed to talk about Craig Hodges in this interview. Y'all remember Craig Hodges? Wore a dashiki to the White House. Won a three-point championship. I mean, he won a three-point title. Just had won a championship with the Bulls. There's no go along, get along game, but somebody didn't like the fact that he wore a dashiki. Ain't no go along, get along game, but we praise brother Cam Newton, and I'm not Cam Newton, but Colin Kaepernick, and I guess shout out to Colin Kaepernick. I don't have no problem with Colin Kaepernick, but at the end of the day, we had a guy named Mahmoud Abdul-Rahim. We had Chris Jackson, and he was standing up, didn't even bend down. And he did like this and said a prayer during the national anthem. And he's a three-point specialist, 40-something points a game. Not a game, but I think he dropped 60 in a game. So the go-along, get-along game don't have nothing to do with being a bus or playing a game. That's just the game they run on dumb motherfuckers. The go-along, get-along game is real. Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud, he wasn't a bus. Couldn't find a job. He did like this. Go along, get along game said, See, the go along, get along game been around for a long time. So it's funny how everybody reacting like this towards it. But the go along, get along game this ain't nothing new. This been around. It's sad that an old busted bus had to figure it out for you and tell you about it. Let me ask you another question. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You think he know a little bit about basketball? Do y'all? I haven't seen him get a head coaching job in years. You know, I see the Lakers, shout out to the Lakers, I see them give him a job just to keep him around, but it got to be something with this young man why they wouldn't, well, not young man, but it got to be something why they didn't give Kareem Abdul-Jabbar an ownership spot or GM position. You know, you would think a guy that had an unstoppable shot, that played the way he played, you think he would be, you know, embedded in this type of league. You know, sorry I'm sweating a little bit. I've been putting on lotion. I just got out the shower, but you would think this guy would be embedded into the league somehow. You would see them at the front office. You wouldn't have bitches like Stephen A. Bitch up there commentating and talking about people's future and lives, fucking up their contracts. You would have people who persevered and played the game and who's knowledgeable of the game. You know, I'm seeing commentators now because they pay them a lot of money. They go to boxing, they go to MMA now, they do soccer. Now these motherfuckers psychiatrists all of a sudden. We got commentators who talking about the mental stability and capabilities of a person all of a sudden. Very interesting. Somehow the guy who sat quiet for 20 years, the guy who sat quiet, that's not looked at as strength. That's looked at as he's a punk. I'm hearing the shit you niggas saying, boy. Man, you niggas need counseling. Shit. Some of you ladies need counseling. It's the same playbook. Trying to find something I said to not like me. Just don't agree. Motherfucker, I ain't asking to be liked. Just don't agree. You're proving my point that you've learned how not to have a conversation. You learned how to disrespect people. You learned how to point out something that someone says or cut off the conversation and not really have intelligent conversations. You just shout at people all day. Nobody want to hear that bullshit, okay? Jesus. But the go along, get along gang is real. And I hope some of you ladies and gentlemen understand that you guys are, some of you are partaking in the go along, get along game. The only thing that I've ever said is that people should have the right to say what they're saying. And a lot of times I'm hearing people cut off the conversation based on who's talking. The moment you start playing that game, that's a dangerous game, regardless of whether you like